Welcome. It's Psychic Tuesday, and I'm your guide, Bernice Bisson. And let's start at the top with all 12 signs. Now, these messages are based on whole house astrology. Each of the messages are for your sun, moon, or rising. And again, you can find full readings with me by going to bernicebissonpsychic.com. So let's get into it. I'm going to start today with Aries, top of the moon for Aries. And this is about a successful time for Aries. This is about Aries being shown the truth of their situation, opportunities, any obstacles, things coming up. And you're going to be aligned in a really good position to be able to move forward on some things you might have had bubbling or that have come to your attention over the last few weeks. And certainly between now and October, closer to October, that time of Libra, when you get your full moon, you're going to be able to culminate some of the opportunities that have been popping up for you. But right now, this is a time to keep your eyes open for new pathways, new jobs, new endeavors, new friends, new places, new restaurants, because I just feel like they're all leading you into a totally new road in your life. And so there's some pretty exciting stuff there. Okay. And then I go to my little Tauruses. Boy, you guys have been a hardy bunch with all this Uranus energy, along with half the solar system in your sign. So it's been a bit of a challenge, but your big kudos are going to really come around your employment. It's going to come around things you've been working on. That can include your physical health, your weight, your physical health, your strength, anything that you work on there is really going to come around for you in a big way. And same with opportunities around earnings, work, jobs, places that you can earn income, places that money come in, that this could be a good place for you to sort a few things out and really work on finances and your health over this next 7 days. All right, there, Tauruses. Let's keep going. We've got Geminis. Boy, oh boy, with the transit of Jupiter to your sign, this is going to be a time of expansion. And there's also an alignment with Pluto in Aquarius, and it really has a whole bunch of air energy around it. And so there's some big stuff going on there for you air signs. But for Gemini, you also have Jupiter coming into your sign and really expanding out the next 12 months. And you're in charge of Mercury, communications. And so when Mercury and Jupiter and the sun and your new moon all sort of align in your sign, Gemini, it is a big launch of the next year and a half of things that around your identity, around you could be pivoting, you could be switching into a paradigm shift, how you dress, how you look, how you present yourself, how you talk, how you come out in the world, could be a big theme. And you could be in a place right now feeling a bit of uncertainty because anytime we're in a pivotal shift, there's something that kicks us off the ledge. And so you might be feeling that this last week and this next couple of weeks about the areas that need to shift, and that this whole theme over the year for you is going to be about your true authentic self and the identity as Gemini and what that means for you in terms of how you dress, how you present yourself, how you speak, the type of circles you run with, all those kinds of things. So there's big changes there for you and really a lot of enlightening. So it feels really good because I feel like with this Pluto energy, any shifts or revolutions that are coming are in our greater good. Okay, Gems? Okay, Cancerians, my little crabs. And so this is a time to get your gardens in. This is a time to domesticate, to clean out those closets, clean out your houses, really lightening your load for the summer. You want freedom over the summer. You might be working towards holiday time, freedom time, trying to initiate some balance in your life, maybe some times to get away from people, places, and work, and find some harmonic home time or harmonic time, but getting your house in order, getting things organized, really putting some love into your home and making it what you need. And that could be as simple as cleaning closets and things like that. So that's going to be a big piece. That there could be stuff around men in your life, endings with men, changes with men, relationships and men. So something around that could be changing with the divine masculine as well with you and phasing something out. Leos. Oh, my lovely Leos. And so I feel like this is also for, if I think about Leos, the divine divine feminine. The moon cycles impacted you quite a bit. feeling very emotional, or maybe parents, families, parents, um, partners, in-laws, elderly, people older than you, bosses, authority figures. Those are all things that could come up for you as having to really find some compassion and maybe deal with some difficulties with, or things that have been challenges in the past that you might have to really come to some sort of conclusion with this. And this is could be women figures, women bosses, women in powerful positions around you, or women that could come as elderly around you, and their care and their concern. And so there could be things that come up around you there. And having to fulfill obligations. So any promises you made, Leo, you're going to have to follow through. And even if you made them 6 months ago, we're like, oh yeah, we'll go golfing and have lunch, and you got to do it. Got to phone that friend and get that out of the way, because I feel like people could be a bit sensitive if you don't follow through on some promises. Okay, Leo. Then I go to Virgos. Oh, my lovely Virgos. Boy, you guys have been hanging in there, and you're like, when is my turn? When is going to be my turn to be successful? I really help a lot of people. I'm always in service to people. When is it my turn? Well, I want to say that there is some maybe good offers, opportunities, lucky clients, lucky contracts, lucky job things that you have opportunities to really pick up the pace and increase your money, your finances, your income, your working. And this is going to come through your day-to-day work, people, your networks, how you relate to people, how you network and things that you belong to. And you're going to wind up really benefiting by, hey, maybe you get clicked into some new friends or new people, and they need your product. They need what you have. They're good connections, good startups. So a little bit of follow through with new connections and startups, and maybe um, new leads will be really quite good for you. And this and over the next 6 months, even, but really picking up pace into June for you guys. Then I go to Libras. Oh, my lovely Libra, you're another one of those air signs that are really going to benefit from this transit over the next 7 to 10 days. And again, this has a long-term impact. This isn't some short-term impact for anybody. And so for Libras, it's really going to show up in your boundaries in relationships, how you treated people in the past, friends, lovers, partners. There's something really what's being owed is being paid, what's due is being paid. Opportunities could come through current or past lovers or friends or groups and people that you had social circles with. And so you could have ample boundaries that you've had to put in recently. And maybe it's something that could still be topic of conversation around strong boundaries with people. What does Libra need? I guess that's going to be the question for you, Libras, is what do you need? And not putting yourself second to some of those needs is really putting yourself first. And so that's going to come up for you in many, many ways. And to have those boundaries, to certainly put yourself first. And that can include saying no to plans. That can include calling your power back in certain relationships. Don't get too frustrated with any work situations. You might feel like like it could just be that you need some time off and to rest that brain of yours. All right. All right. Scorpios, sun, moon, rising. Oh my gosh, Scorpio, this is really going to show up in real estate in some way. And it could be leases, apartments, things that you rent. That can include large equipment, your property. That could be camping sites. That could be hotels that you've had travel plans for. There could be some real opportunities or breakthroughs coming through for you in terms of um, um, maybe places you get lucky to stay at a certain place. You get lucky with a home deal. You get lucky with a land deal. You get lucky with a rental. There's something really good around your home base, things that can include mortgages, long-term lines of credit, that you're able to really negotiate some new terms, really work something out there to your benefit, because it might have been a bit of a sting this last little while, and now you're going to be able to really get it on top of something to do with that. All right, Sagittarians. Oh my gosh, Sagittarians, this is really about your future calling. Where are you being called to the future and commitments? That you could be on the precipice of some major changes in terms of work, locations, family structures, like some pretty major life changes. You could even be thinking about, introducing new knowledge, new education, new learning environments, new jobs where there's a serious learning curve or learning environment. This could be around your kids' schools as well. So there's going to be lots going on around that for you over the next 7 to 10 days, and really looking at the operations of and logistics of your home base. Does it work for where you're living? Where you're living work for you for work, for commuting, for community? There could be just some questions around that as well. And you could even be thinking about properties in other communities. Like maybe you're like, I need a trailer at the lake. Like that could even come up for you as well. To rent it even just to get away. So you could be thinking of places to get away as well, which feels really nice over the summer. Capricorns. Okay, relationships. If you're single, this is a good time for Capricorn to really meet someone, kind of exciting. If you're a Capricorn who's kind of focused on your value and money, you could get a raise, you could be rewarded, you could have some lucky little wins. You could, drop a loony in a VLT and win a little bit of money. You could have just good luck with some repayments of things. You could be flirted with and have people coming out of the woodworks to get your attention. And so, Capricorns, you're a little bit of the belle of the ball, and maybe feeling some nice energy. You're going to make some. If there's been power struggles in your relationships, whether they're romantic or not, you could be making some decisions about people and how much you're willing to put in or work it out. Okay. Then we get to Aquarius, and now. You are part of this trine that's going on with air signs inclusive of your own, and I feel like this is sorry, this is a new time for you guys in Aquarian, new opportunities, new purpose. It could be new roles, new jobs. You're being called into new circles and new groups. You have sort of new environments coming in around you that are unfamiliar. That could be make you a bit anxious, but no, I feel like the newness is what's going to make you really excited and make you feel like you're going to be able to move into a new shift in your life, because you really, as we dawn in the age of Aquarius, you might find your power comes through, and it could come through technology, aiding you and abetting you in different ways and helping you in big ways. Pisces, oh, so much spiritual stuff going on. You might have felt a bit of a time warp, or like you jumped timelines, and you could be feeling lots of synchronicities, powerful dreams, karmic conclusions, karmic people, things, all these signs and symbols coming in for you in really strong ways, Pisces, because I feel like you've got some strong presence with Neptune and Saturn. And Saturn really, as it starts to sort of go retrograde and slow itself down, loosening structures, you're able to really go back into your psyche, the psychic, your mental health, your spiritual health, really checking in. This would be a great time for retreats, therapies, art, new clothes, like new fashions, trying on new outfits, and maybe even just beautifying your surroundings simply, not major renovations, but just like new fluffy pillows, and really finding everyday pleasures in beauty and value. Pisces, the next 7 to 10 days will really help you maybe reconnect with your spiritual and your emotional self. And like I said, karma's due where karma's due. You could see that you come out on top of that, and that having maybe felt sort of isolated, you can now maybe feel seen. And so that's pretty good stuff. All right, thank you. You can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. And I was going to put out a video today, but I ran out of time. I usually do a collective reading. I'm going to do it tomorrow. So thank you for being patient. I'm going to release it tomorrow only because I've started to run out of time for the day to do the video. But I will start it up tomorrow. And you can check in weekly, certainly, for this show and for the collective reading. Now we have Marilinda in South Dakota. Hello. Marilinda?
How are you?
Hello. My name is
me?
Bernice. Yeah, I can hear you. My name is Bernice. I'm here to be in service to you. How can I help you today?
Just seeing where my life's gonna go.
Okay, that's a great question. May I just ask, what's the day and month of your birthday?
October 1967.
October 19th?
October 3rd.
Oh, October 3rd. Sorry, kind of cut out, I missed. So October 3rd. Let's explore a little bit, okay? Okay,
Okay.
so I'm going to start with, I'm going to roll backwards a little bit and then I'm going to go forwards. So the last 2 years, 18 months, you had a set of 6 eclipses that were really hard to get through and that you might have had to sort out. And if you haven't done so recently, there's still another 18-month period for you to sort out uh, money, estates, finances, insurance payouts, money that would come through chunky money that would come through legal means. And there's something that's going to be maybe a small payout for you, maybe around $10,000, maybe around that amount that seems to come forward to you. And I'm going to say you're going to know about this popping up before April or around the time of April, but there's something around a little bit of chunky money coming in that's going to, I feel like, give some closure to you. And that could just be because you're paying something off or that you're using it in a way where you're able to conclude something. There is a bit of harshness that shows up around you, and there seems to be a male figure, a male energy around you, living a divine masculine right now. That could be a bit of a challenge, could have a bit of a chip on their shoulder, and that I feel like you would have to maybe not take what they say personally. They could lash out. They could have stresses, anger, mental health struggles, something where you're feeling like you might feel obligated to hearing them out, yet you might have to really put some strong boundaries in with this person. Just for yourself and strong boundaries around maybe saying a few no's places, like a few no's here and a few no's there. And then I do think that there is something important about you're going to be off work or you're going to be off um, employment, like you'll have a break, and that there's going to be a bit of a regrouping for you within 6 months, and that you could reemerge or someone right in your home, right around you, reemerge in a new job or new employment that is so beneficial. And so, what might feel like a difficult transformation, sort of getting there, actually turns out to be super beneficial. And I almost feel like there's really good news even showing up maybe in by August around that. And and then I get there is some travel for you that I feel like, or someone right in your home that could lead you to a mountainous coastline, like the West Coast, or what I would see as a Pacific coast, and that there will be news or opportunity to travel within a year. And it seems to take you to the West Coast towards the mountains. And if that's mountains and lake, then I'll stand corrected. But I just keep seeing the mountains around you. And I don't think South Dakota is where I'm meaning. And I feel like you'll have the opportunity to go west. And it seems to be showing up within a year. And I feel like there's something really quite lovely about that travel, about that trip. That there is now, I feel like when I go back to the money piece, there seems to be some sort of legal documents around it or something formal around it. I don't think you're winning any money, although I wish you were. But there's something very good news around that. And I do think that these could even be in your hands within 4 months, maybe even by November, if you're not sure what I'm speaking about now. It feels like there's something very much getting sorted out there. Um, there might, the last piece I'm just going to leave you with before I close. There is something about your own health and well-being that you're going to work on, and there's something about medication coming up. You could be new medication or a change in medication. I feel like there's going to be some blood work and a change in medication that's really effective. There's something really effective or really healthful, wellness, healing, more well, that's going to come through that. And I feel like that's going to show up within 6 weeks, 6 months, there's something that's right around you about that that's going to be really beneficial to you in terms of your own well-being. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, my girl. Oh, whew, that
Thank
was
you.
you're so welcome. And I'm sending you so much love. All right. I had another person in, and my mistake, I was talking and not reading. Catherine.
Yes.
Thank you, Catherine. Hello, it's Bernice. How may I be in service to you?
I'm just calling about my oldest son. I just wondered if you're picking up anything about him and medical or just
Okay,
future.
let's start with his. Let's start with his day and month of his birthday.
Okay, it's April 28, 2007.
Okay, so April 28th. I don't need the year. I don't need the year. It's okay.
Okay, yep,
Um, that's okay. And what's the day and month of your birthday?
July 5th.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go to something. I'm going to start with your son, your first deacon Taurus. This has been your son, just in terms of astrology, would have been ground down a little bit over the last 2 years. Part of it is they had a number of planets, and astrologers have written about this for quite some time, but there, any Tauruses, particularly at their first deacon, are just at the last part of this transition. Okay. There
Okay.
is there is some now. Is your son at home with you?
Yes.
Yeah. And there is something about in his mind, he's going to be thinking about his own place. He's
Mm-hmm.
got concerns about maybe income or money. And I feel like he's going to try to hang on to some sort of income or start thinking about his own place. He's not there yet. He's not there yet. Okay.
Okay.
What I feel like that in the last 2 years, he was pivoted, and part of the things in his health he's still addressing right now. And there's something about him being very disciplined in his health, and that could be sticking to his regimen, sticking to what he's supposed to be doing. It's wearing down his mental health,
Mm-hmm.
and he might struggle with pain. That could be mental pain and physical pain. And that I worry a little bit that maybe I hope he doesn't self-medicate, trying to deal with some of that, because I feel like it could make him feel more down.
Mm-hmm.
And that I feel like strength. There's something about him having to be very diligent or very regimented to maintain his strength or his well-being.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at times he might, with love, of course, I'm saying all of this, he might lash out. You might feel very
Mm-hmm.
frustrated. You might feel like you don't know how to help him. You might feel like, boy, I'm doing everything I can, because I know you little Cancerians. I know when you're a Cancerian mother, you are like the protective little crab with your little pinchers out, and you're really trying to do all the things and fix all the things and get all the things, but you might feel a bit helpless, because part of this right now is I feel like I feel like you're providing all the opportunities, resources, environment for his healing, his health, and his well-being. I feel like he might be having a hard time receiving it,
Yeah.
or that maybe he's giving you no's or yeah, or I know,
Yeah.
or and it's heartbreaking as a mother to
Mm-hmm.
know how to help them, or going like, I've been trying to help you, and then having them kind of lash out
Right.
or not accepting it. I do think that you've got two women around you who are very helpful. There might be like telling you, you should do this, you should do that. But I need you to check in with what you need out of this. Okay?
Okay.
Because I feel like you've been meeting not just your son's needs, but everyone's needs. And I
Yeah.
feel like you need to ask for some help.
Okay.
Um, and I feel like you do have people that if you're able to really disclose what's going on for you or really talk out what's going on for you and in your home and with your son, that I feel like you would have really maybe some helpful advice from friends. You'd have more resources than you think. 'Cause I feel like you might feel right now that you have no help.
Mhm.
And there's something very much about, I keep getting this sense of as I'm sort of talking with you, that I feel like there was something going on for him in his health that he has the repercussions of it, but he doesn't have the original illness, or doesn't
So,
have the original virus, but he has the repercussions from it.
okay.
Okay. And I feel like he still has healing to do. I feel
Mhm.
like there seems to be um, some good news that's going to come in around some paperwork around your son. It could be a letter that we're waiting for or a referral. I feel like you might have been on a wait list or waiting to hear. And there's some news coming in for your son that will be quite good news. And it has something to
Oh,
do
good.
um, like he's waiting for this letter. I don't know if it's an approval or if it's an acceptance, but there's something good news that's coming there for him. Now, I want to get back to you for a second. I know you
Okay.
asked about your son. Okay, so I do see him moving forward in what's going on for him. I do see that there's
Good.
more support coming in. I do
Okay.
feel like you might have people putting pressure on you to hard line something like,
Mhm.
you know what, girl, I need you to really check in with what you need. If you need to have boundaries and have your friends help you enforce them, rely on them to do that. Okay?
Okay.
Ask them. Because I feel like you're at this moment and I feel like there's something about you have a bunch of guilt with your son. Your son loves you. Your son needs you. And I feel like you might be feeling guilty about not being able to, or maybe about the feelings of frustration. But know that I feel like you do have resources to help you. You are very much loved.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank, thank you. And I'm sending you guys
Thank
lots of love.
you.
And I hope it was helpful.
It
And
was
thank you
very
for
much.
tuning. Oh, with love and prayers. Thank you for tuning in to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck Television and Psychic Tuesday with Bernice Bisson. I'll see you all in 7 days.